Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Not Now, Mom, I'm Gaming. My name is Kay, and in this episode, we'll be talking about the demo of the game Boreas. I had some difficulty with this game. I went through this game twice, so I state in this episode that this is the second playthrough. I didn't record the first time, so second playthrough. So I knew what to do in this playthrough, but I didn't know what to do in the last one, and it caused me a whole lot of difficulties. These difficulties did make me lower the rating for the game. I mean, 3 stars isn't that bad. 3 stars is an average game to me. It's not bad, it's not great. It's good. Good for the average gamer. I did do a playthrough commentary for this game over on my other channel. I've also played a lot of other demos during Steam Next Fest, so this was one of those. This was the first demo that I played during that event. I think I got through 15 demos, something like that. I know one day I was thinking, I'm gonna do 25 demos during this festival. Oh god, no. Some of those demos lasted 4 hours. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I thought they were gonna last maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Nope. Especially visual novels. They last a long time. You can play them a while. Probably because they're so long in the end. They want to give you a good chunk of what's to come. A lot of those are currently listed on the Patreon for early access, plus the adult videos are available on the Patreon as well. You want to check those out. Other than that, I got nothing else to say, so let's hop into this gameplay review. When you first start playing the Boreas demo, it zooms in on the ship that you're on and you have a conversation with a seagull. There's no voice acting in this game, but you do hear the seagull make its little cry every time it has a new conversation, so that's interesting. But also, the artwork is really cute. I'll say that right now. They did a good job on the look of the ship. The sea I really love looking at the sea. I don't know why. It just stands out a lot more than the ship. And it's clear skies all around. But yeah, the characters themselves, the portraits of them, are cute. They're drawn very well. The seagull does tell us there's something in the beak. I hope it's a fish. And then the game just lets you figure that one out. I don't like this because we're brand new to the game. We don't know our way around this ship. And this seagull clearly doesn't know the names of the parts of the ship. So it just says there's a fish in the beak. I guess maybe if people know about trawling, that's what this game's about, trawling fish, right? And selling them, kind of. Then they won't really understand this, which I didn't understand this. I was kind of lost going around okay, well, what do I do? Because after you hear the seagull tell you that, you can't go back to the seagull and ask it, what did you just say? You have to remember what it said, and then if you don't remember what it said, then you're really lost. But luckily this ship is pretty small, so there's not very many places to look on it for what the seagull was talking about and what you need to do. Meaning we go all the way to the left side of the ship in order to interact with the trawler's lever, I think. The game states the dredge scale will always show you the weight of your possible catch. So that's the big circular thing, and right now it is on the white, so that means there is no catch available. So the bird's a freaking liar. Again, the seagull says some confusing instructions. You have to spin it until arrow hits it. I mean, spinning the weight isn't how it works. It's not how it's supposed to work. Once you catch something, it shows you the weight of it. The thing automatically spins. So I don't know what the bird is talking about here. The arrow, as far as we know, as far as the gamer knows, is that large black thing on top of the circular weight. The game then states, hold E to activate the dredge until the dredge arrow hits the top. So you're going to hold E to crank it. And that orange arrow, which is kind of behind the character right now, is going to move upwards. And until that orange arrow goes all the way up, well, when it hits the very top, that's when you pull in your catch. Still, the seagull's explanation is really confusing. It doesn't make any sense to me. Mainly because our main focus was on the scale and not the orange arrow that's going to be moving upwards. The seagull then says, don't let it go back, otherwise be loose it. I don't know if loose is misspelled. It's supposed to be loose, but it is a seagull, so they might talk a little loosely. So what this means is if you let the orange arrow slide backwards to the base of the scale, that means you lose your catch. So you have to take the orange arrow all the way to the top in order to get the catch. As the game states, with if the arrow returns to its initial position, you will lose the catch. So that's a bit more understandable. You will also lose your catch if there will be maximum weight for some time. So depending on your catch, it could be a really small weight, medium weight, and heavy weight. I don't know if this means if it's in the red, if your catch is in the red, if that's when you have to get to it quicker before it resets, or if it's on any kind of color, even if it's a small weight, if you would let it sit there for too long, if the catch will escape. Because it does say you'll lose your catch if there will be maximum weight for some time, not any kind of weight for some time. At this point, we're going to ignore the seagull, because the seagull just says things we don't understand. The game states, the faster the ship moves, the more valuable the dredge will catch at one time from the ocean. All your catch will appear in the dispenser on the lower deck. So you can't see it right now because the text is blocking it, but right below, when you catch something, you'll get boxes in the dispenser. And right here you can see that there are 4 areas where boxes can sit for your catch. So at the moment, the weight went into the light orange coloration. So we're going to crank the lever to move the yellow flag upwards. And then we get 2 crates. We can press E to pick up the crate. This next one is a little weird because it says you can pick just 1 crate one time. That's not true. You can hold 3 crates at one time. So I don't know why it says 1 crate one time. So if you have 3, you can grab all 3 and put them in the inventory. If you have 4 sitting here, then you can only take the 3. The tutorial is a little off. It would also kind of suck to be able to only carry 1 of these at one time because you're taking it from the left to the right of the screen where those light blue storage areas are next to the ladder. So you'd constantly be going like back and forth and back and forth. And to further state how wrong this tutorial is, it says you can pick just the first crate and dispenser line. No, you can pick the first crate and then the next one will fill up the empty space. Then you can pick that up. And then the next crate will fill up the empty space and you can pick that up. 3, not 1. As shown here, I picked both of them up. And this right here is your inventory. It says it's always available for laying out the catch. You get 2 rows of inventory space, so 10 little cargo areas for your inventory. If you have more inventory, then that's too bad. You'll have to throw it in the furnace in order to make the ship go faster, because this is what you got. And in order to change the levels of the storage, there's a yellow lever to the right that you can pull. The seagull stated that there's more fish, and it says it's empty here. So when we try to crank the lever, it doesn't move because there's nothing hooked on the line. But the seagull states, the scales show there's something heavier there. It does not show that there is anything here. There is no heaviness. There is nothing. The game says sometimes the dredge may malfunction. This is not one of those malfunctions though. This is just the game not picking at pace with the tutorial going on. States if you continue to press the button, the progress will go in the opposite direction. So when it says a button, I feel like it's a crank though. I'm just gonna keep calling it a crank. So if you crank the orange flag upwards to where the red area is, it can sometimes malfunction and go the opposite way, in which case you need to stop holding the button for it to continue the right way. And when it starts going the opposite way again, that's when you hold the button so it can go the way. It's a little confusing to explain, but once you actually start doing it, it's like, oh, okay. So I understand how this part would be a little more difficult to explain via text. Maybe it would be a good idea to have a visual, an animated visual of what this tutorial is trying to say. So first off, the scale is not at the maximum weight, but it is a bit heavier, and this will show you how a malfunction kind of works. And this time we get 3 crates of lumber. It does not tell you what kind of items you're going to dredge from the sea. So far we have fish and lumber. Of course, lumber is probably something we'll always be putting in the furnace. Maybe not always, but you know, it's one of the things. The game really doesn't state what's good for what either, as far as the type of crate we're getting. So you can throw the catch into the furnace to gradually heat it up. And this goes with any catch, really. Anything like you want to just toss in there that's excess, you can toss in the furnace because you got nothing else to do with it in this demo. The higher the temperature of the furnace, the faster the ship moves forward. And as stated before, the faster the ship moves, the better catches you're going to get. So we place all 3 crates into the furnace. At the top of the ship, the sail can be adjusted to the left or right to align with the wind direction to increase speed. The flag indicates the sail's position, while the white mark shows the optimal position to catch the wind. I had no idea what this meant for this game. Like, the white mark? The only thing white here I see is the sail itself. But basically, as this portion, you're going to see that red rope kind of to the side of our character. And in the middle, right above the ladder, is a yellow pointer. You want to get the yellow pointer into the red rope area in order to make the ship go faster. So I ignored this tutorial altogether. I had to figure this out on my own. The flag indicates the sail's position. What flags? The flags that are raised right there, the red ones, the 3 red ones, they don't do crap. I don't feel like. Maybe I never paid attention to it, but I feel like they're just always there. You're not looking at them. You're looking at the red rope and then the yellow arrow. I think this is the worst part of this demo, is the tutorial section. Once you get through the tutorial section and you understand the concepts of the fish, of the ship, then you're good to go. So now the furnace malfunctioned and we're kind of doing something with that right now. The ship's engine accumulates more pressure with more heat in the furnace. So the more crates you throw into the furnace, the more it heats up. If the pressure is at max, the ship will slow down slightly. And so to counteract that, you can release pressure from the ship's engine. By keeping the bonus speed indicator centered, the ship gets an extra boost. Basically, when the white fog fills the whole thing like it already is, you can turn this valve and the boost will go up and then the smoke will kind of diminish. And while it's boosted, the ship goes faster. Of course, if the arrow is on the red of the rope, ship continues to go faster, which means you gotta pay attention to your catch, the weight thing, to make sure you get all the supplies you need, I guess. As soon as the seagull flies off, a storm heads our way and we are left with dealing with the ship on our own. So basically, keep the yellow pointer and the red rope to keep the ship sailing at high speed. Feed the furnace, release the pressure on the furnace in order to speed up the boat, and then reel in our catches and put the catches either in the furnace or in our inventory. That is basically it. It's not too difficult. It does keep you busy going from one place to another to keep the ship going at max speed. At max speed, it doesn't really take long to get to the several places that we will be going to. So there's not a whole lot of downtime unless your inventory's full and you just don't want to deal with what else is going on. Before anything major really happens, the storm ends and we are docking at the lighthouse. Thanks to the storm, the staircase is broken along with the lighthouse. So now we're going to visit our neighbors in order for them to help out with our lighthouse problem. I think you can go up to the 2nd story and there is a photograph there, but other than that you can't go anywhere else in the lighthouse. On the boat, we can use the map to move between islands. Okay, to get information about the island, you can press E once. To travel to the island, press E a 2nd time. The dash just kind of confused this thing because it made me think, press E once to travel to the island, and then press E a 2nd time. It's like, why do I need to press E to a 2nd? The information is a little wonky here. It looks like a step 1 and then step 2, and it's not. Okay, so I made a mistake the first time I played this demo. This is actually a recording of the 2nd time I played it. The seagull told us, I can see our friends from up here, but we need to travel all the way to the top portion of the map, where it's highlighted, you know? But the first time I played this demo, our nearest neighbors is not at the top of the map. Our nearest neighbors are to the left of us. So I went to the left. It turns out I couldn't do what I needed to get done. So I went to the right of the island. And I still couldn't do what I needed to get done because I had to go to the very top. I wish the seagull didn't talk. I wish they took the seagull out entirely. I'm so upset about it. I can't even talk right. I hate that seagull. People hate seagulls in real life. They're just as bad in this game, and it's just one. And it's not even the noise it makes. It's the stupid shit that it says. So don't be like me. Travels to the top island, because that's where you need to start. I will say I do enjoy when the ship undocks. Is that the word for it? From the pier, the little animation that happens, and then us cruising on out of the area, and then it pans into the ship, so we start doing our thing. Like I said before, this is just wait to get something, to dredge up, put something in our furnace, make sure the sails are appropriate for speed, boost when we can, and that's literally it from place to place. I know it's part of the main gameplay, but I think it's going to be also one of the more boring parts as well. Especially if there's a whole lot of going back and forth from island to island in the main game when it comes out. There's only so much you can do on a ship. And if you make it go fast, then it's going to get to the island faster, which means kind of less things to do on the ship, as opposed to going slower. And I don't know, there's really no point in going slower, unless maybe you're looking for a specific item to dredge up. So for this game, for this demo specifically, we'll be going to the top island, a second island, a third island, and then back to the lighthouse. So that's 4 moments of being out on the ocean and dredging stuff up. This is one of those games that's going to be like, you need specific items for certain townsfolk, and once you get those specific items, there's really no need to dredge up anything else. So it's a wait game to get to the island while tossing crap in the furnace or whatever. Because as far as a demo goes, you can't sell all of your inventory. You can only give certain materials of inventory away to specific townsfolk. Which means if you have a ton of inventory and you don't know what to do with it, you have to toss it in the furnace because you can't do anything else with it. It's either going to sit there or you're going to use it for fuel. But that might just be a downside with the demo itself. I'm sure they'll expand upon that in the actual release. For this first island-to-island visit, it took me about 3 minutes to get from one location to another. So you can add that in, 3 minutes from place to place, if it takes that long for each place. It's not very long, but when you have nothing to do, it can seem like a while. So when we dock at the appropriate place, there's a guy at a stall. He says he'll take any 3 crates, and the locals will be grateful for it. So the game states, in this and a similar store, you can change any of 3 boxes for reputation. To do this, you need to fill out the entire request, which means any 3 boxes, basically. And you can also go into the tavern to the right and chat with people, see more cute artwork, some funny conversations. I kind of wonder what the reputation system is going to be like, because on the ship, there's a heart panel that says / out of 100. So if we get 100 reputation point, what happens? Is that it? We can obviously keep going to this place maybe in the future to drop off boxes and accumulate more reputation points. Obviously, some places we're going to need more reputation points in order to do more stuff, but it seems a little easy to fill, because giving him 3 boxes gave us 35. I did give him different colored boxes, and different colored ones can go for a bit more. I'm not sure if that's the case for every vendor person, like this guy. It's not stated here. It's stated somewhere else. I think maybe if that's the case, they should have stated it here. Because a new player doesn't know the difference between any of these colors, what they all mean. We don't even know what's going on with different icons. There's clothing, there's fish, leaves, lumber, a fuel can it looks like. Clearly it's something that we can find out on our own later, but if we get full on inventory, it's like, okay, which one is more important? Which one do I not want to throw out? We don't really know. And then we end up having to go back to an island, and then go back to the one we were at just to dredge more stuff up. That would be a bit of a hassle, in my opinion. Now there is a lady in the tavern that states we can ask her grandfather for oil and tools, though we'll need to butter him up first. I don't know if we have to speak with her first in order to trigger the quest, or if we can just continue forward after giving the boxes away, but I don't see why you would want to miss out on conversations anyway. So maybe not, but maybe so. But she states that the next place to go to is Hifisk, where the man sells the oil. So we get back on our ship and do our thing again. And if our inventory is full, well, figure it out. The old man is a mean one, and they usually are, I guess. But he just needs 10 reputation points, and then he'll set up the shop so you can give him 3 fish for an oil can. So basically, you're not going to let him open his shop until, I don't know, you show him how much people like you. So, you know, going back to my mistake, if you went here first without going to the top location, then you wouldn't have gotten the reputation. So you'd come here and you realize, oh, I can't do anything here. I gotta go to the place where I'm able to get reputation from. Yeah, it definitely goes in a specific order. I had 3 fish crates here because I played, like I said, this is my second time going through this demo, so I knew what to get. But if you don't have 3 fish, then you'll have to sail to another island in order to find the time to dredge more fish, and then come back here in order to give him the fish. Now that we have the oil, we can head to Emerson, where we can get local builders to help out with the lighthouse, as well as earn some money on the market. So it makes me curious if there are only certain islands that will give you reputation and certain islands that will give you money. Because we're going to the place with the market, so they're going to give us money. And the first place we went to gave us reputation points. I don't know. I guess it would make sense. At the market area, there are 3 vendors. The game states different shops will require their own trading conditions. On this island, the main condition is the quality of the crates. 3 crates of any quality can be sold at this time. But there won't be multiple rewards here at this first shop. At the second shop, it states, silver crates are second quality crates. They burn less well in the furnace, but they cost a little more. The cost of the box is equal to its level. Silver equals 2. So you can see on the signpost, silver equals 2 coins. The regular boxes equal 1 coin. And there will be additional reward for closed requests. I don't understand that, but that might be out in the main game and not the demo. At the third stall, the game states gold crates are 3rd tier quality crates. They burn more or less well in the furnace. I don't know what that means. Like, they burn even worse than the silver ones? They stated this really weird. But if that's correct, then basically silver and gold crates are not ones you really want to throw into the furnace if you want to make the ship go faster. You're going to want to go with the normal crates. These gold crates will be the biggest reward. 3 crates for 3 coins, and the reward multiplies by 3. Isn't that obvious? 3 times 3? 3 crates for 3 coins is 3 times 3. I don't know why they said the reward multiplies by 3. It says multiples, but it multiplies. And well, maybe I'm wrong. It's 9 and then it multiplies by 3, like it said. A little weird that 3 gold crates equals 3 coins, but it comes out to 27. We also got our 3 silver crates for 12 coins, and then our 3 normal crates for 3 coins. Which means we should have 42 coins, and we can ask for the required help, a group of workers that only need 25 coins for payment. Oh, it's so nice when you actually know what to do with the game, and you're not stumbling along. So they'll meet us at the lighthouse. We just gotta head there. We got our oil can, that's all we need for the demo. So any inventory we get, we just toss in the furnace to make our ship go faster. At the lighthouse, we can take our oil can all the way to the top, and then there you have it. It's fixed. See a whale jumping in the background. In celebration, we head back to the tavern. There is talk of a street creature at the tavern, so that's something that might, come to be in the future release of the game. It would be interesting to see different things on the sea instead of just, doing the same old thing from island to island, catching the same stuff. The villagers need to get the radio comms up, and it's stated that since we have a great boat, someone has a buddy in Lancaster who can help them out with that. And so we agree. When we get on the boat, that is the end of the demo. So I assume we'd be going to Lancaster next. And who knows, in the future we might meet a sea creature. I didn't want to go below a 3-star rating for this demo because it does have potential. It is pretty chill and relaxing. There's no real stress at the moment when going around your ship and doing stuff. I don't know if there's going to be moments where parts of our ship get broken or anything like that, or this is it. This is the stable kind of gameplay we're going to look forward to. Thought the artwork was really good. There are mistakes and typos in people's conversations. I can see how going from island to island can get a little monotonous as well, if things aren't kind of broken up. Like I said before, the worst part was the tutorial. It's bad. It's bad when you read a tutorial, you have no idea what to do, and you have to figure it out on your own in order for it to make sense. And even then, after everything made sense, going back through what the characters stated, what the seagull stated, they still made no sense. I think the tutorial just needs a rework altogether. I think maybe we could throw the seagull into the furnace, move our ship along faster. And then there's the fact that you really do have to pay attention to which island you're going to. Because if you go to the wrong ones first, you're not going to be able to do what you need to do. And that's a bit annoying. I mean, I know the island was highlighted at the start, at the top. But come on, the seagull saying, "Oh, I can see our neighbors over there. They're at the top of the fucking world. How the fuck am I supposed to know that's who you're talking about?" It's ridiculous. I don't have that good eyesight, sorry. Okay. Now that I got all that off my chest, don't be as annoying as that damn seagull when you say, "Not now, Mom. Lame gaming."